In this video, I will teach you how to make her think about you when you are not there. Let's begin the video. Okay, listen up, guys. Let's talk about compliments. Because most of us are doing it wrong. Seriously wrong. We're stuck in this rut of predictable, boring compliments that just don't land. Think about it. You're beautiful. Nice eyes. Sound familiar? Yeah, because every guy says them. Or we swing the other way, trying way too hard, laying on the praise so thick it sounds totally fake and forced. And here's the bottom line. Generic compliments, useless. Polite maybe, but they do nothing to make her feel truly special. If she's attractive, she's heard it all, a million times over. It's like trying to compliment a duck with water. It just rolls right off. Now, before we dive in, let's be clear about something really important. The goal here is connection, not manipulation. We're not trying to use compliments as some kind of trick to make her obsess. That's ethically, well, it's just wrong. And it's not how real relationships work. Real connection is built on mutual respect, genuine appreciation, not psychological games. But, and this is a big but, compliments, when they're real, when they're authentic, they can be incredibly powerful. They work best when they trigger an emotion, when they make her feel something unexpected, something real, something personal. That's where these forbidden compliments, or let's reframe that as unconventional and thoughtful compliments, come in. These are the compliments that go beyond the surface level. They touch her on a psychological level. They're the ones that might actually stick in her mind, make her think about you later. They're not just about her looks. They're not just about a fleeting, feel-good moment. They're about acknowledging something deeper and potentially sparking a real, mutual connection. One more thing, and it's crucial. Remember, every woman is different. What works for one might not work for another. There's no magic bullet, no guaranteed way to force attraction. Ultimately, it's about your genuine personality, respectful interaction, and finding those shared interests that create a real bond. In this video, I'm breaking down 3 unconventional compliments. Ones that, when used genuinely and appropriately, can create a stronger sense of connection and potentially spark interest. These aren't your average everyday praises. They are crafted to tap into deeper emotional responses. Let's begin. Let's observe the first compliment. There's something about you that I can't quite figure out. This compliment isn't just words. It taps into intrigue and can be psychologically engaging. It's not about psychological warfare, but rather about subtly expressing genuine curiosity. In the game of attraction, or rather in the dance of human connection, it taps into a powerful aspect of human psychology, the desire to be seen as unique and understood. Most men offer predictable compliments that are easy to process. You're gorgeous. You have a great smile. You're really fun to be around. Nice, sure, but memorable? Not particularly. But when you tell a woman, there's something about you that I can't quite figure out, you're doing something different. You're placing an element of mystery at the center of the interaction. You're making her wonder what it is about her that's pulling you in. This can subtly tap into the Zeigarnik effect, our tendency to remember incomplete or mysterious information. And here's the subtle genius of it. You're not telling her what makes her special. You're prompting her to reflect on it herself. Attraction isn't just about flattery. If that were the case, women would fall for every guy who called them beautiful. But they don't. Instead, they are often drawn to people who make them feel something deeper, something more nuanced. This compliment works because it suggests she's unique. Women don't want to be just another pretty face. They want to feel like they have something rare and interesting that sets them apart. This appeals to the desire for individuality, a common human need, creates gentle tension. You're showing interest, but in a way that keeps her guessing. This isn't about manipulation, but about creating a slightly more engaging and less predictable interaction. Engages her emotions and intellect. She'll start analyzing what makes her different in your eyes, which means she's already investing a bit of mental energy in the interaction. This isn't obsession, but it does encourage her to think about the interaction beyond the surface level. The way you say this is crucial. Sincerity is key. If you just throw it out there with no genuine feeling, it won't land. The trick is to pause, act like you're genuinely thinking, and let it slip out naturally. Avoid a robotic or rehearsed delivery, as that will undermine any sense of authenticity. Example, you're talking and she says something insightful. You pause, look at her thoughtfully and say, "You know, there's something about you I can't quite figure out." Or let's take another example. You're out together and she does something unexpected. Instead of just reacting, you lean in slightly and say, "You're not like most people I meet, but I can't quite put my finger on why." The moment you say this, watch what happens. Observe her reaction respectfully. She might get intrigued, her body language might subtly shift, her curiosity might spark. She might want to know exactly what you mean. And here's a subtle point. Don't explain it immediately. Let her wonder. Let her perhaps try to subtly reveal more of herself. The more you leave unanswered initially, the more she might engage with the idea. However, be mindful not to leave her hanging indefinitely. Eventually, genuine conversation and connection should follow. Most generic compliments close the conversation. If you say, "You have beautiful eyes," she'll just say, "Thanks," and that's often the end of it. But this can open a loop in her mind. She won't just brush it off. She might start analyzing your words later, wondering what it is that makes her different in your eyes. And when she starts thinking about you when you're not around, that's when interest can deepen. Not necessarily obsession, but a genuine sense of curiosity and connection. This is how you make a woman feel seen, but not completely figured out, creating intrigue, not manipulation. Because the second she feels like she's completely figured you out, the spark can diminish. Use this thoughtfully and genuinely, because when delivered sincerely, it can be a powerful way to create a memorable impression. All right, compliment number 2. I feel like there's a side of you that most people never get to see. This isn't just a compliment, folks. It's an acknowledgement of depth. It's about recognizing her complexity, not just tossing out shallow flattery. Because let's be real, most guys try to impress with the surface stuff, right? "You're so beautiful. You're really funny. I love your vibe." Polite? Sure. Memorable? Nah, it's just surface level. But this compliment, it cuts through the noise. It sneaks past those superficial defenses. It makes her stop and think. It makes her wonder, wait, what does he see in me that other people are missing? And boom, the moment she starts asking herself that question, you're no longer just another guy. You're the one who seems to get her on a deeper level. Think about it. Women often feel like they're constantly being judged on the surface. Looks, attitude, social media presence, everything's on display. But deep down, what people truly crave is to be understood beyond that image, to be seen for who they really are. And this compliment, it resonates because it subtly communicates, you're more than just your surface. You're saying you're recognizing something deeper than just her appearance or her immediate personality. I see you differently. You're suggesting you're not just seeing the same version of her that everyone else sees. You perceive something more nuanced, more hidden. And here's the cool part. It might make her want to reveal more of herself to you. By suggesting she has a hidden side, you're inviting her to share it, to validate your perception. And that done respectfully can build real intimacy and trust. It shifts the dynamic. Suddenly, it's not just you trying to impress her. She might subtly start wanting to share more with you, to show you that depth. But listen up. Sincerity is key. It has to feel genuine, like you actually mean it, not just a cheesy line. If you just throw it out there randomly, it'll fall flat, guaranteed. But if you time it right, maybe when she opens up, shares something personal, or does something unexpected, that's when it can really land and hit her on a deeper level. Examples? Say she shares a story about her past, something vulnerable. Pause for a moment, then say, I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see, or you're just hanging out. And she laughs in a way that's totally unguarded, truly herself. Smile and say, you know, I don't think most people get to see this version of you. Or if she does something completely out of character, something surprising, look at her and say, wow, this is interesting. I bet people don't realize this about you. The power is in that pause, that slight hesitation. It makes it feel like you're genuinely noticing something unique. Why is this better than a regular compliment? Because those regular ones, they tell her something she already knows or expects. She's beautiful. She's funny. So what? But this compliment, it makes her question your perception of her. And when she starts trying to figure that out, she's already becoming more emotionally invested in you. In the interaction, in trying to understand how you see her depth. It plants a seed, making her potentially want to open up, to show you those hidden parts of herself. And that is how you foster a deeper, more meaningful connection. Now, compliment number 3. I can't decide if you're trouble or if you're exactly what I need. This isn't just a compliment. It's a playful expression of intrigue and a subtle shift in dynamics. It's about creating playful tension, not about manipulation or control. Most guys compliment a woman in a way that subtly places her in a position of deciding interest. You're so amazing. I love your energy. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever met. These statements can subtly place her on a pedestal, making her feel like she's the one who gets to decide whether or not she's interested. But this can playfully flip the script, slightly. Now she might be the one who's slightly uncertain. Now she might be the one who has to playfully figure out where she stands with you. And the moment a woman starts playfully questioning whether she's trouble or exactly what you need, she's often engaged. This compliment can work because it creates two things that can be intriguing: playful uncertainty and a hint of challenge. It suggests she's exciting and perhaps a little unpredictable. Women can enjoy feeling like they have a certain playful power in interactions, especially if it feels like a lighthearted challenge. This compliment suggests that she's not predictable, that she has the potential to shake things up in your world, and that can be intriguing. It creates a subtle push-pull dynamic. By saying, I can't decide, you're showing interest while also maintaining a bit of playful emotional distance. You're not instantly falling over yourself. You're still playfully figuring her out. And that can make her want to playfully win you over, or at least understand your perspective. It sparks curiosity. The moment you say this, she's likely going to wonder, what does he mean by trouble? Why can't he decide? And once she starts thinking about you in that way, you're occupying a bit more space in her mind. Again, not necessarily rent-free obsession, but increased mental engagement. This is the kind of compliment that can linger in her thoughts after the conversation. This line is all about timing. It lands best when you've already got that playful energy going, that little dance of flirtation. Context and tone, they're the fuel that makes this line ignite. It needs to feel like a spontaneous, slightly teasing comeback to something she's just done or said that hints at her being fun, maybe a little unpredictable. Think of it as a playful nudge, not a rehearsed line. Let's say she playfully challenges you, throws a little witty jab your way. That's the perfect moment. You can smirk, lean in just a touch, and drop. You know what? I can't tell if you're trouble or exactly what I need. Or picture her doing something a bit cheeky. Maybe she playfully teases the bartender or throws out a sarcastic remark with a playful grin. Meet her gaze with a slow, appreciative look and say, I've got a feeling you're going to be dangerous for me. Make sure your tone is light, like you're intrigued, not threatened. And if she hits you with a surprising insight, something that catches you off guard instead of just agreeing, try tilting your head, giving her a genuinely curious look, and saying, you know, I'm torn. I don't know whether to run from you or spend more time figuring you out. The key is your tone. Say it slowly. Let there be a hint of playful mystery in your voice. Make it sound like you're genuinely intrigued and slightly amused, not like you're delivering a rehearsed line. If you deliver it too quickly or insincerely, it will sound forced. But if you say it with the right balance of playful curiosity and challenge, it can make her feel like she's different and interesting. A typical compliment might make a woman feel good momentarily, but this one can make her feel wanted and intriguing at the same time. It subtly shifts the dynamic. Now she might be slightly wondering, why does he think I'm trouble? Why can't he decide if I'm good for him? What does he mean by this? And the moment she starts playfully wondering about those things, she might be subtly engaging with your perspective, not necessarily chasing your approval in a desperate way, but simply engaging with the playful dynamic you've created. This is how you can subtly shift the interaction into a more engaging and less predictable space. This is how you can make a woman feel curious, amused, and perhaps intrigued, all at once. And most importantly, this is how you can make her interested in the interaction. Important considerations in ethical delivery. It's vital to reiterate that these compliments are not magic spells or manipulative techniques. They are tools to potentially spark interest and deeper connection, but only when used genuinely and ethically. Here are crucial points to remember. Sincerity is paramount. If these compliments don't stem from a place of genuine observation and appreciation, they will likely sound insincere and fall flat, or worse, come across as manipulative. Context and timing. These compliments are most effective within the flow of a genuine conversation, and when there's already a bit of rapport or playful interaction. Forcing them into a conversation will feel unnatural. Read body language and reactions. Pay attention to her response. If she seems uncomfortable, confused, or dismissive, back off. Not every compliment will land with every person. Respect her boundaries and reactions. Focus on connection, not obsession. The goal should be to create a genuine connection and spark mutual interest, not to make her obsess or manipulate her emotions. Language suggesting manipulation is harmful and misrepresents the purpose of positive interaction. Respect individual differences. Remember that women are diverse individuals. What one woman finds intriguing, another might find off-putting. Be adaptable and sensitive to individual preferences. Delivery is key. Your tone of voice, body language, and overall demeanor are just as important as the words themselves. Confidence, playfulness, when appropriate, and genuine curiosity are much more attractive than a rehearsed or robotic delivery. These are starting points, not end goals. These compliments can be conversation starters and ways to create a more engaging dynamic, but they are not substitutes for genuine personality, respectful communication, and building a real connection over time. Too often, men rely on the same tired compliments women hear every day, failing to truly connect. But if you want to create a more memorable and engaging interaction, it's time to elevate your approach. Thoughtful, unconventional compliments are the key. They work because they go deeper, making her feel genuinely seen beyond the surface, sparking intrigue that ignites her curiosity, and inviting her to invest in a conversation that truly resonates. Remember, though, that this power comes with responsibility. Always ground your interactions in genuine connection, ethical communication, and a deep respect for her individuality. Use these insights with sincerity, aiming to build bridges, not just deliver lines. Thank you for listening to The Advise, which will save you one day, and see you in next video.